How to make chainmail, European 4-in-1 or E 4-in-1. First step is cutting the rings. I put my rings into springs of 50 or so, just to keep them easy to handle. You can make them as long or as short as you want. First you need to cut the rings. This is about 100 rings, slightly more. This is 250. There it is again. And that's about 500 rings, I believe. Same picture of it. And that's 750 rings. Okay, this picture here is what's left over. You'll always have some scrap. You can throw it away, do whatever you want with it. I tend to save mine. You never know when you're going to need little odd-shaped rings. This takes us into the second step, which is weaving the rings into small groups. Here you see 4 closed rings. You will need to open up one of these rings to put them in the 4-in-1 pattern. You will loop the rings one at a time through each of the 4 rings. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Put it through ring 1 and ring 2, as well as ring 3 and 4, and then you will close them all up to form a link much like that. Here's a stationary view of it. You can see that the middle ring has 4 of the outside rings going through it. You'll need to make a bunch of these. These are essential to doing anything. You need to open up a bunch of unopened rings, as you see here, and you will begin to weave those through in step 3, which is weaving little groups into chains. As before, you will put 1 ring through each of the rings, 1, 2, 3, and 4, as seen here, and once that is done, you will close the rings to form a bit of chain, such as this. You will need a lot of these little chains to connect together to make even longer chains. You will connect them same as before, connecting through 1, 2, 3, and 4 rings. You will then close that ring to form an even longer chain, such as seen here. You will complete a lot of these little chains, which in step 4, connecting chains into mail. It takes a total of 7 open rings to close one piece of chain together. You will connect them through 1, 2, 3, and 4 rings. You will then close that ring and move on to the next one. You do it just as before, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you'll continue on down the chain until it is complete. And then you will begin to work on your next piece. Now, with the large number of chains that I have to connect, I have to open up a lot of rings. So here's just a couple clips of how many rings I had to open. Here I continue connecting my chain into mail. As you can see, it steadily grows bigger and bigger as I progress through it. It doesn't take that long at this point. It goes by fairly steadily until you get a full piece of mail, as seen here, where you will go to step 5, connecting mail into mail, where you will get a full sheet of mail. Here's you a bit of a side view at it, up close and personal, showing how all the rings connect together. Here's your other piece that I will be connecting to my previous piece. Now here you see both of my pieces of mail that I will be connecting together. It is important to make both of them go the same directions. You can do this by looking at the sides and making sure that the rings are all facing in the same direction. And once you make sure that they're all facing in the same direction, you can begin to connect them just as you did with the chains, looping 1 ring through 4 rings. You'll continue to do this as seen here, 1 ring through 4 other rings, and you'll continue to work along the edge of the seam. Once it's complete, it won't look like you connected 2 pieces of mail, it'll look like just 1. Well, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, and if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to ask.